Hey, this is Corey from Wolfpack Woodcraft, and we're going to be talking about a portable shower that we can use for camping. I use it to rinse the dog off when we go to the beach. Not recently, it's getting a lot colder than it was this summer, but there's a lot of uses for this thing. And the thing that I like about this one is most camp showers or portable showers are gravity fed, meaning you have to find a way to hang them up. You have to find a branch, a tree, some way of hanging it. And water is really heavy. And so not only do you have to find a branch, you have to find a branch thick enough, strong enough to hold a large amount of water. And so this right here has a foot pump. And so you don't have to hang it. You just pump it up and you can spray. You can take a shower, you can spray it on your dog, you can spray off your feet, you can do whatever it is you want to do, and it stays on the ground. You can set it on a picnic table, you can set it in the back of your truck or your SUV, and I plan to show you all of that, but first, let's take a look at what comes with this package. Now, when you open it up, this comes in a box, you get a bag. Inside the bag, you get some hoses. You get the one hose for pumping it up. And then you get one hose with the actual shower head on it. You get the foot pump. You get a strap to help you carry the device itself. And then you get the main bucket here. And this thing gets quite large, and it holds 2.6 gallons or 10 liters of water. So it is a lot of water that can be stored in here. It's also black, so if you leave it out in the sun, it will heat up, and it has a temperature gauge in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. So as the water heats up, you can tell if it's going to be too hot or too cold by the temperature gauge. It has a window, so you can see exactly how much water is inside here or how much water is left. It has loops on the top and the side that the strap can buckle to, because when this has 2.5 gallons of water in it, it's quite heavy, or 10 liters, it's quite heavy. So having a shoulder strap to carry it is kind of nice. And the side pocket here, there's a side pocket that you can put shampoo or different things into that you need for showering. And there's a carry handle if you don't want to use the strap. It's a very well thought out product. Now, I tried making this video before and my footage got messed up, but I did, when it was warmer out, I did try to make this video, and I did try to fill this from the river. I don't have any audio of it, but I can show you that I did try to fill it up, and it does not work that well. The little top with the big container, it's hard to get it in there. If you have a really deep end, if you're going to go into the lake or the river into the deeper end, it's way easier because you can just put it underneath water and then it'll just fill up from being completely submerged. But if you can't completely submerge it, it is really hard to fill. And so I will show you what I do to fill it, and then I will teach you how to use it, and then you can see for yourself if it's something that you're into. All right, so when I go camping, I always use a Sawyer filter with a knock bag to squeeze my water through my filter. And what I do is I take this knock bag and make sure that the bottom is sealed, and I use the top. And then I pull in a large amount of water. And then I just pour it into the top. Like so. And I just do this a few times. Because my knock bag is 2 liters. And so if I just do this about 5 times, this thing is full. So if I don't spill a lot. But I'll just do that. I'll just take my knock bag and I'll fill it up that way. This lid does get in the way sometimes. I really wish that lid could be completely removed. You could cut it off, but I'll leave it as is for the video. There we go. Seal this up. Grab it by the handle, carry it away. All right, so I filled it, I brought it to the picnic table, and there is a max line. So the max is 2.6 or 10 liters, and I am way past that. And so I'm gonna dump a little bit out. I'm way past it. I'm gonna dump a lot out. And the reason there's a max line is because you need room for air. You're gonna be pumping this full of air. That's what's gonna pressurize it. If there's too much water, that looks good right there. If it's too much water, you're not gonna get enough air to pressurize it. So there's that. So let me get you in close and I'll teach you how to put everything together. It's very, very easy. Everything's color coordinated, which makes it super easy. So let me show you how that works. All right, so you have a hose with a red end and a gray end. You have a hose with a gray end and a spigot. And then your foot pump has a red end, then it has a two-way valve. So you just open the two-way valve so that air can come in and water can't get out. You put the red on the red, and that snaps in easy peasy. And then on the bottom here, the clips, you can't see, it's too dark, but these are blue with gray clips. Put the gray end in one and one in the other. It doesn't matter which is which. They snap into place. And then there's a little V cutout here. Make sure the wires or the hoses are in there. And now you have your spigot and your pump hooked up. All right, so we have the two gray ends attached to the bottom of the water tank. We have the red hooked up to the foot pedal, which we're gonna put on the ground here. We then have our shower spigot. We're just gonna pump this up. Now that it's pressurized, we can now take a shower. So we'll pressurize it, let it run. So even without pushing the pump, I still am getting quite a bit of run time with that water just from the couple pumps. So you can see I'm getting, still getting water. And then once the pressure goes down, you just pump it up a couple more times. So 3 more times, and there it is. But again, so now I don't have to hang this. I don't have to move it. I can leave it right here. I can use this to do dishes. I can use this to rinse off the dog. I can use this to shower. The length of the hose isn't quite long enough. I'm 5'9", and so it's not quite high enough for me to shower. I'd have to duck down to shower. But by putting it on the picnic table, I can easily shower. I can easily wash myself. Somebody much taller, even if you're 6'5", you could shower with this thing as long as it's on the picnic table. And I want to show you that it does work in the back of a vehicle as well. So let's jump over there real quick. All right, so let's say you don't have a picnic table to put this thing on. You don't have a table at all to put it on. It works perfectly well in the back of an SUV. I have a Trailblazer, and I put it up here. I put the foot pedal on the ground. I can easily pump it up, and bam, I have water. And so it is easy to use. One of the things that I want to mention, I'll talk about at the table, but just know that if you can set this on literally anything, you can have a shower. All right, so you saw all the good about this camp shower. Now let me tell you about some things that I don't like about it. The first one is the one-way valve. The one-way valve is so close to the foot pedal, and because it naturally wants to fold back closed, sometimes when you press on the foot pedal, you accidentally close this, and then the foot pedal doesn't come back up, and you have to reach down, open that back up. And so I wish that you could get it out of the way more. I wish it was over a little bit. The other thing is the bottom. The hoses are on the bottom, which is how this whole system works. It uses gravity and pressure to pressurize the hoses. And so sometimes these will leak, okay? And so it leaks just a little bit. It's not really a big problem, but it does leak a little bit. And the other thing is, like when I was filling it up down by the river, sand got inside there, and so I had to sit and I had to dig out sand to get a good connection on here to prevent it from leaking even worse. And so you do have to kind of keep the bottom of this clean, which is hard to do because you're constantly setting it down. And so the way that I found to work around that is I always leave the hoses plugged in, right? I just leave them plugged in, and then that way when I set it down and everything, sand can't get in there because the hose is in the way. And so again, I bring this whole entire thing with the hoses and everything down to the river, fill it up, and bring the whole entire thing back. And that's where this strap comes in handy, because I can hook this strap up and then I can carry this over my shoulder and carry the hoses in one hand, and then I have my bladder and everything in the other hand, and it's easy to carry all of it with the strap. And so I can easily go wherever I want to go, and it's not a big deal, but I leave it all hooked up. And you can't put it back in its bag all hooked up. It doesn't fit, and so I just leave it like this. I put it back in the bag for this video, but I think it's a great shower. I use it a lot. I use it for the dog a lot. I really like how I can set it anywhere. My dog is full of, when she was rolling around in something, I can take her to the back of the backyard and I can hose her down with this. Even though the hose won't reach, even though everything won't reach, I can take her out to the middle of nowhere and I can hose her down and clean her up. And that has been a dream. And so highly recommend it. I really appreciate the fact that this doesn't have to get hung from a tree. I like the little pocket so I can put dog shampoo or regular shampoo or something inside of it. It does leak a little bit, so don't put it somewhere. You saw it in the back of my truck. I have a vinyl liner that I can just wipe off with a paper towel. If you have a carpeted trunk, you might not want to set this in there. But yeah, all in all, I really like it. I highly recommend it, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.